Hello everybody again. This is week 3, and this week we're going to talk about IDSs, IPSs, firewalls, and honeypots. I hope you had time to watch the demonstrations before, and I hope you enjoyed it. Oh. My contact details didn't change; it's still the same. So if you need to reach me out, you can just please, your first contact point should be the forums. If you have a personal or private questions, please feel free to email me as well. So why should we use an IDS and IPS? Do you really need to spend some money on firewalls, on security hardware or software? You have two options. Option 1, you can just buy this security products, or option 2, you can hire this gentleman here with his gun, and I hope he can protect you from DDoSs, from sniffing attacks, from different attacks, guys. So I know it's a bit hard to invest all this money, but I know the main important thing is here. You have to sit down and do a risk analysis. A risk analysis of what is going out in the world and what is going out internally in your network. Then, based on that, you should decide if you really can afford this product or not. You saw the results last week. If you don't have proper security products, you will get probably hacked, or you will get some different attack types which will put you out of the internet, or many other different attack types. Okay, so first of all, let's understand the IDSs together. The idea of IDS is to monitor all your inbound and outbound traffic, so it can have a look and identify the suspicious patterns on your network, which includes also an attack. The IDS's job is to analyze the information which is coming in and out, exactly as demonstrated in this little picture here, and to find some signatures or maybe some attack patterns. If you remember, many years ago, there was, let me just draw it to the screen here. The idea was a couple of years ago, you know what, this is my network, this is the internet, this is my LAN, and the idea was to put one firewall here, one firewall here, or maybe multiple firewall, and this is your modem. But these days, do you think this kind of attack type, this type of security is enough? We all, I think, guess it's not. Why? Because these days we have port 80 open, and we know that there are many attack patterns which is using port 80. So sometimes having firewall, sometimes having antivirus is not good enough. Why? Because they use zero-day attacks, which the antivirus or your firewall is not aware. Then what you need to do is you need to check the behavior. You need to have something which can understand if something is going wrong, and that something is the IDS or IPS. What is the concept? The IDS has 6 different concepts. 1 is the architecture. 2 is your monitoring strategy. 3 is analysis type. 4 is timing. 5 is goals of intrusion detection and control issues. So why is the architecture important? Because if you place this IDS, IPS in the wrong side, then it's not good. Even if you place it in the right place and you don't monitor it good, it's still not good. You should also include the right analysis type. Let's say you don't allow any UDP connection into your network, and you monitor UDP only. Is this good? So if you open a port, any kind of port, this includes port 80, port 25, port 110, port 64312, just make the port number up. Then you should also create an analysis type to monitor this port as well. And you should have some goals. Goals of protect your network. How? While looking the attack patterns, while controlling any possible issues. So when it comes to architecture, you have two primary components. One is the host target collocation, and two is the host target separation. The host target collocation usually protects the systems that are running under their control. So this is a bit easy. Why? Everything is connected to them and it's under their control. When you get the host target, you have to separate your IDS host machine from the target system, which will improve your security of your IDS, but it might add some complexity. So myself, I'm certified on Palo Alto, on Astaro Sophos devices. I'm a certified trainer. I was certified for some couple of software firewalls as well, such as Microsoft TMG, which is not available anymore. I am in the advisor board of McAfee security products. I am usually in a close connection with Kaspersky products as well, but looking at all these different companies, all these vendors, they have all different way to identify their security issues. As an instructor who works with all these companies, I noticed the most important thing of the, not just IDS concept, of the whole security is monitoring strategies. What is monitoring? The term monitoring refers to an action of gathering data from a data source and passing it to analysis engine. Just think about if you went to United States of America very recently, or even in Australia, if you just went to overseas and came back, which I do nearly twice a month, they put always, as you know, the hall is always small when you first get out from the plane. And if you notice carefully, people are monitoring you. We got some people, you can easily see they're police or AFPs. Then they got some cameras which they watch us. The idea is, if they see you suspicious, to, you know, earlier block. So this is a physical security. It's not different when it's come to computer security environment as well. How is it not different? When it's come to IDS monitoring, they got, IDS has 4 different monitoring strategies. First one is the host-based monitor, which gets all the data from sources internally to a system normally at the operating system level. So it's all monitored, chained to each other. It's a bit easier to manage, easier to get information, but it has some disadvantages, such as if something gets wrong to the operating system, then your host-based monitor is going to be wrong as well. Then we got the network-based monitor, which collects the data from network packets, which is done by using different network devices that are set to promiscuous mode. I don't know if you remember, I was talking about sniffing a couple of weeks ago, and we said there are different modes. So let me just take a note here. I just remembered to do a can enable demo, which promise I'm gonna do one. I'm gonna show you how sniffing happens, and during that demo, which I'm gonna record later offline, you will see that I'm gonna start scanning the network in different modes, and then I will try to bypass some security patterns via a software, via Wireshark maybe, or via some hardware as well, which I'm going to talk later about it. So I leave this for later. We got limited time. I don't want to speak too much about it. Then we have the application-based monitor, which gathers all the data from the application, as the name states. Then we got a target-based monitor, which you place into your target, and you monitor this as it creates its own data, and which you collect. I'm just quickly looking at the questions. why do we need IDS IPS? Can UTM will do the same? Yes, UTM is usually all-in-one device. Snort is a really good software where you can. I'm going to talk later about this. And when you at the moment I didn't enable you to download. As soon as I finish the class, I'm going to let you download the full slide deck, okay, where you can see that Snort is also covered in some details. And later, which I already recorded, I have some Snort rules trying to bypass the firewall. So I got a demonstration for you, which I'm going to ask you to go and download it right after this, okay? So this lecture is theory based, but I already got a firewall demonstration for you to download. So all what I have to do is after this upload it to YouTube. Probably tomorrow you can just download it and watch it, and you will see that how I'm going to use Snort or some other technologies to bypass firewalls. Okay, let's talk about the theory again, and I will come to the questions later as well. Okay, the IDS concept is usually analyzing the data. We're using the analysis to evaluate the data from symptoms of attack. It is exactly when you wake up one day, you know, let's assume you got a headache. How do you know you got a headache? Because when you have some sort of pain in your head, which is getting all your power off. So you want to do something, but you can't because you feel sick. So basically, you feel the patterns. Or how do you know if a 3-month baby is hungry? They cry. How do you know your girlfriend wants attention? You know, or your boyfriend wants attention. You know, they try to take your attention. You know, they try to speak to you, this and that. So there are different symptoms to take our awareness. One of them is, when it comes to IDSs, is the misuse detection. It will try to concentrate on activities that match explicit patterns of misuse. To be able to make this successful, we should have the right patterns installed. So here's the question. Let's say you got an IPS, which is just 1 hour out of date. And right in that 1 hour, a new attack was developed and launched. Can your IPS do something? As this issue is looking just for match, probably it's not going to be good enough. So you need something else, an anomaly detection. What is that? This will try to look in the abnormal behavior of a system, which can be categorized as, hey, this is not normal. How do you know you got a headache? Hey, this is not normal. Normally when I wake up, I feel, okay, a bit lazy, but usually I don't have any pain in my head. How do you know the baby is hungry? Hey, usually the baby doesn't cry. You know what I mean? There is something not usual. And that's what we call anomaly detection. Will this webinar be available when we do exam? Yes, George. I just took a question. Oh, James answered it. Perfect. Sorry, I forgot about you, James. So what are the goals of IDSs again? First of all, IDSs have one main goal, which is to identify abnormal behavior of your network or a misuse of resources. How can IDS do that? Well, 2 specific goals. 1, accountability. 2, response. So if IDSs can count it, if there is a link or activity which is connected into it and which has a responsible of initializing it, then it can be done. The second is the response, which is the activity that used to recognize the capability of an attack and take action to block that attack. So usually you got 2 megabyte traffic in a busy hour, but now it is not just double, it's around 10 meg. And usually your attack pattern, so your connection pattern is 2 megabyte max, but this time you go 10 megabyte max. The IPS is going to say there must be something wrong, and it will basically notify the administrator via the method they set up. Okay, which IDS is the correct one for your organization? When you select an IDS, you should consider the privacy level first. Of course, the price is important, but sometimes a cheap IDS maybe do something better than an expensive one, or a cheaper one is less targeted, as the higher one usually is managed by bigger companies. It's been implemented by bigger companies where hackers aim more. So you should look into these variations. Do you need hardware one or software one? Do you need all-in-one? When it comes to deployment, there are other questions to consider. First of all, you're going to think about your critical assets. So you should configure your IDS right with the policies and procedures so you can protect your assets. Of course, the important thing here is you should be able also to store evidence for any kind of misbehaviors. It could be an internal guy who's trying to send some confidential data, some classified data out. This can be also detected by IDS. And another important thing is maintaining the IDS. To do that, you should be able to define the responses. You should be able to see the alert and have some sort A, automatic, B, manual way to analyze the key alerts and the outcome to protect any possible attack patterns. Okay, what are the characteristics of an IDS? An IDS usually runs constantly without human supervision. Otherwise, you should hire that guy in the beginning. I don't know if you remember. And they will always look around. Think about nightclubs. They got security guards. They always walk around and look a bit strange to people. What are you doing? You know, it's their job. This is exactly what an IDS does. It will not walk around, but it will look into the packets. It will officially think about an airport again. When you have your luggage, you know, we have to put our luggages into the screening machine, where the guy is basically looking inside your luggage to see if you got anything bad, such as bomb or knife or liquid more than 100 mil. If you do, then if it's something not harmful, they take it out. And they don't let you in. If it's something harmful, probably they will arrest you. So it's the same with IDS and IPSs. They will look into the packets. The IDS will detect it. The IPS will try to prevent it. We will talk about IPSs shortly. When you start to look in the characteristics of an IDS, you should be also you should be able to easily adopt the system with the new technologies as well. It should be able, or it should be capable to work with your current environment. Let's say you use all Windows environment and you buy IDS, which is Linux based. Okay, no problem. But which only looks in Linux behaviors. Is this good for you? No, I know it was a bad example, but just an example which hopefully gives you an idea. James, do you got any questions that you can't answer?
Yeah, we got a few here, most of which I can't answer. What have we got? Firstly, George is asking, what are we going to use the virtual lab for?
Virtual lab? Okay, so if you build one already, so to be honest, it's my fault. I didn't remember last week I asked you to download K'enable, but I didn't record a demo. I totally skipped that. I forgot about it. So I'm gonna show you how you can use these kinds of software, okay? And what you can do is you can download Metasploit. So maybe I will do also another demo for Metasploit as well. This is in the to-do list. And I want you to try to some vulnerabilities in your environment, okay? So basically, this week it's been recorded. Half of it's been recorded, to be honest. I got a demo environment where I got some patch machine and unpatched machines, and I'm gonna show you how you can analyze these kinds of machines, okay? And to be honest, you're just gonna watch me, but do nothing. As soon as you watch it, I want you to practice the same thing. Okay, so probably James, maybe we can just, not in the forms, I can just put the software names. I think I did already put it. I said please make sure you download. I remember first week we had around 13, 14 software, yep, which is in the slide deck. You can download these ones, and I want you to install them and use them. What I'm going to do is, again, I'm going to record some demos with this specific software to give you ideas how you can use it in your demo environment. Okay?
Cool. Thanks, Erdal. Another question from Jeff is, could you please describe the properties of a next-generation firewall? Is this a combination of a normal firewall and an IPS/IDS? We
will talk about firewalls in very soon, okay? Can I answer this question when we come to firewalls? Keep in mind, a firewall is not an IPS, or IPS is not a firewall. Yes, you might have a UTM, which is all in one. But at the moment, we are not. Let me answer this question a little bit later. If I forgot, please remind me.
Yep. All right. Thanks, Erdal. There's a couple more that we'll leave till the end because they're probably out of sync where we're up to now.
Niaz, I saw your question. What are some types of IDS IPSs? You're going to see this very shortly in the slide deck. Okay. What are the importance of IDS? First of all, to create some security functions. So it should have a good database. It should be able to identify some attacks. It should be able to deal with large amount of data, right? The pipe should be good on it. It should be able to process built-in forensic and reporting capabilities. Why? Even if you get hacked, which is possible, you should be able to, if necessary, trace it back. It should be able to provide system administrator the ability to calculate attacks. So it should be able to have a false positive accountability as well. It should be also be able to identify if it's an external or internal attack, or maybe both. Also, it is recommended that your IDS should offer centralized management for connection of distributed attacks. Now, more and more distributed attacks coming through. We know Anonymous is doing that. So how can you deal with all kinds of attacks? Look, many years ago, if you had an attack, you just could, let's say the attack is from China, you could just block the whole IP range. Is this today that useful? Really? Of course not. They can use proxies, they can use Tor, they can use zombies to attack you from any country. We know that governments hiring hackers. Yes, we have cyber armies. They get paid to attack at other countries. We know that some countries they use their security professionals or hackers, I don't know what you want to call them, to listen to other countries. So your IDS IPS should be able to do something against those. So how can we identify the importance of an IDS? Oh, there I got, yeah, twice, the same slide twice. Bravo to me. Understanding the types of IDSs. There is a network-based IDS, which we call NIDS. There is a host-based IDS. Niaz, this is answering your question. Distributed-based IDS and protocol IDSs. What is a NIDS? NIDS will monitor the TCP/IP packets on the network. I hope you, okay, I usually ask this in my introduction question. How many protocols are there on TCP/IP? Can you quickly type it down? Just numbers, 1, 2, 5, 10, 50, 1,000. Can you please type it into your chat box? 65,000, Ted, this is a port number. No, not 65,000 supports. Don't mix it up. I'm asking how many protocols, like transmission control protocol / IP protocol. Is it 2 protocols? 7 is the OSLL. 1,000, oh my god. Thousands, millions, zillions. 2. Okay, yeah, there. Look, we can classify it as 25. Okay, enough. Beautiful, Bruce. I think you got the best answer. TCP, UTP, ICMP, IGMP, SMTP. Yes, IP is actually 4 layers, not 4J. OSI is 7 layers. Okay. It was just a quick test. There is 25 big protocols actually, as Bruce I think said, and he's smiling. TCP, UDP, ICMP, IGMP, and all those. Okay. If you forgot all this, remember I gave you a couple of websites to go through. Very quickly again. What was it? I forgot as well. Dictionary. Dictionary.com. Please make sure Dictionary, like dictionary, but Dictionary. This is a beautiful website which has all this information for you, and as a flash database. So if there is anything which you don't understand, please make sure, it's just a bit slow at the moment, please make sure you go and visit this website. Let's say TCP/IP, we click on T, scroll down, or just TCP/IP packets and ports, and this will explain it to you beautifully. Okay, so it has really good, as you can see, layer 1, layer 2, layer 3, it goes up to 7 layers. You can just click and read through and understand how it works. So this is just a quick reminder. Back to my slide deck. IPS uses looks like slide not moving. Does everybody have the same issue? Can you see my slides moving at the moment? Yes. Fine. Okay, beautiful. So check your internet connection. Back to my slide deck. We have also a network-based IDS, which we call NID. That's what I was talking about, sorry. The advantages of NIDs, it can detect large scale of intrusion, and it can provide response and notification automatically. But it has, as everything else, a disadvantage. And the only disadvantage is they require high network bandwidth. So that's why usually NIDs are used by other, if you have direct connection to the internet. So if you're not using an ISP, then probably you have a NID-based IDS in your network. The NID architecture is, as you see, you got a corporate network, you got your internal network, and the untrusted networks. You put your NIDS sensors in between, so you can sense any kinds of bad traffic. What are the sensors? The sensors are basically some sort of engine which will help you to recognize network packets. And I use the example K-enable a few times. K-enable has actually, it's not just a usual sniffer, such as Wireshark. With K-enable, which I'm pretty sure if you're into security, you know it's a very basic but very good software. Please watch the recording, the demo recording about K-enable. You will see that you can also poison network. Yes, you can poison any kind of computer in your own network, for example, and you can start to sniff their activities. If you don't have an IPS and IDS, then it's really hard to get detected. But if you have an NIDS-based IPS, IDS, then you will be able to detect this activity. That's why I always recommend my students in my hacking classes, never, ever, ever do a scanning or a sniffing activities without your knowledge, your manager's knowledge, unless your manager, is not allowed to know and you're doing a black box attack. So if you have an IPS, you will be detected straight away, assuming the IPS is good. So there is two types of NIDS-based architecture. One is the traditional sensor-based architecture, where you place the sensors in the network, in the firewall, and before firewall. So if you look at my screenshot here, you notice this is my firewall, and my sensors is in the before and after the firewall, just in case it passes through. Then we have the distributed network node architecture, where you place it randomly in the network. What is a traditional sensor-based architecture? This system consists of sensor placed through the network to monitor all the segments of the network. So it has a network, let's say TCP/IP. All good. It goes through the detection engine. So the detection engine is gonna look at each and every packet. Last week, my wife told me she was apparently watching. I forgot the name. I will quickly ask her shortly. There is a TV show in Australia. I know we got many people which is not from Australia, which shows the customs, and they scan random luggages, they scan random containers, and the aim is to find either drugs or anything which is coming illegal to Australia. What happened is they can't just scan everything, right? Can you imagine Australia customs? It's huge. But with network, we can't just do samples. If you look in an old method IPSs, IDSs, firewalls, they used to also not scan everything, as everything was limited. But these days, everything has been detected. Everything goes through the detection engine. And the detection engine will keep a log of everything, so you can go back. Even if it missed something, you can go and see what's going on. If the detection engine detects something, it will create an alert. And it will send an alert straight to security officer. What is if it's 3 a.m. in the morning and the security officer is sleeping? Also to the response system. Then the database, it will keep a track for the reports as well as a track for data forensics. So why data forensics? Data forensics will help you, A, to recover if necessary, B, to help you to find the source of the attack. In a distributed node, we have our network sensors and we got our command console. The idea is same. We got the network packets which comes into the detection engine. Again, if it detects something, it goes to security officer. If not, it will go to the local response. It creates an alert. If you compare both of them, you will see that the traditional sensor-based is a bit more detailed, but the distributed network node will consist an agent which is placed on each computer in the network to control the traffic. But you should be able, you have to install this agent in every computer. If you think a network such as Fujitsu, I know they got more than 65,000 computers in one specific location. If they're going to install 65,000 traditional nodes, then antivirus, then this can be a lot. So you have to decide what kind of IDS, IPS detection method you're going to install. Erdal, where is the K-enable demo? Erdal says to watch. I didn't upload it, Andrew. I'm going to upload it shortly, okay? Yes, I didn't upload it yet. No problem. Network-based detection. In a network-based detection, network-based attacks are dealt before they even go to the operating system. Why? Because if you think about the OSI layer, it will be in the data link and network layer. So if there is an OS vulnerability, it will not even go up there. The idea of network-based detection is usually to detect unauthorized access, data resource theft, DOS attack, password download, malformed packets, packet flooding. So the idea is, again, to access any kind of network attempt which is out of the security policy. Why is this guy trying to dump the security password file, which is, I forgot the name just for a second, which is the password Windows password dump file? Why is this computer trying to get access on a VLAN which is not allowed to connect? Why there are too many unauthorized access from this specific IP address? So this is just a couple of methods. Like the password download, it's simple but effective. What people can do is they can just download the files that contain unauthorized password, and what's going to happen is the IDS can just see that and block it. Same applies to malformed packets. If you think a couple of years ago, the hackers find a beautiful method. They create an attack, which we actually, it's not covered in this course, but it's part of CEH class, the Certified Ethical Hacking class. I'm showing you there how you can build viruses in a fragmented way. So you're going to send packets, you're going to build a virus and attack, but you're not going to send it as one packet. You're going to send it fragmented. And as soon as it bypasses your firewall, it's going to combine and launch the attack. But the firewalls went smarter as the hackers find these kinds of attacks. They now detect each and every packet. Like Palo Alto, for example. I told you that I'm a Palo Alto certified instructor. I think I'm the only one in Australia. Or I was till very recent. I was the only certified Palo Alto instructor. And Palo Alto has a really good detection method when it comes to fragmented attacks. Why? They get every suspicious packet, analyze it in a sandbox environment. They basically extract the packet, check the behavior, and then build it back and send it to the destination. I know Sophos has something similar. So I'm going to record a demo, which is software-based. Remember I was talking first week threat analyzer? So this week you're going to watch the demo by threat analyzer. So I'm going to get a virus. I'm going to infect a computer with that virus, and you're going to see what the virus is doing in the background. How? Via the threat analyzer software. It will basically log everything, restart the computer for me, and give me a report. So please, I didn't record this. I didn't record yet that demonstration, but please watch it. It's very interesting. This is also going to show you why it's important to use sandboxes. So we're going to talk about that during our offline demo. What is a packet flooding? This is basically a dust attack technique. So they flood lots of traffic. Let's say, let me just get the name. Bruce. He's the last one who asked me a question. Bruce is walking in the street. Nobody's around, and I'm hiding behind a tree and screaming, "Bruce, are you there? Bruce, are you there?" Yes, beautiful. But you look behind, you don't see anybody. What will you do, Bruce? He's just typing, so panic. Why? You shouldn't panic. Okay, what will you do? You will look around. Hey, I hear someone is calling my name. If not, you will continue walking, right? I do it again. Bruce, are you there? You will look behind. After a few times, you will get angry. Hey, you beep. You know, beep. I beeped it out. I have to be professional. Beep. Where are you? You will continue walking. So what happened is you lost around 30 seconds of your time stopping and looking around. There is an attack method very similar to this, which we call sync attack. What is sync? I'm pretty sure you all know what a three-way handshake protocol is. Okay? If you don't know what a three-way handshake protocol is, please go to dictionary and just read and learn about it. It is like, let's say, I come into a room, I see Dominic. Hi, I said, yes, thank you, Dominic. It's Sam file. Yeah, you just wanted me. Hi, Dominic. I go to Dominic, say hi. Dominic said, hi Erdal, how are you? And we shake hands. But what is if I go and say to Bruce, hi Dominic? He's going to say, oh no, it's not me, sorry, I'm not Dominic. I'm going to say sorry. So I'm sending a sync packet saying, Dominic. If it's Dominic, he is going to send me an acknowledge packet, an ACK packet back, said, yes, I'm Dominic. Then I'm going to send him a sync packet as well saying, hi, nice to meet you, Erdal. But if I do the same thing to, yes, Jakob. If I do the same thing to Jakob, for example, hi Dominic, Jakob is going to say, no, sorry, he's going to send a finish packet and continue walking. Now, how is the flooding happening? In a computer, every time there is a sync packet coming in, the computer is going to wait for around 75 milliseconds. Okay? Can you imagine thousands of sync packet comes in because the computer has to send an acknowledge packet, right? If I send thousands of sync packets and the computer is going to wait 75 minutes, thousands times 75 minutes, what's going to happen? I think you all know what's going to happen. So we should have a proper IDS in place which can detect this as well. Okay, Roberto, this is a really good question actually. Does an IDS MBD device detect CryptoLocker? Depends on the IBS. Depends on the hardware vendor, to be honest. These days, a modern and up-to-date one should be able to detect that. I will come to the questions a bit later. I promised to finish today around 8:30. Let me just catch up with the slides, okay? Host-based IDS, what is that? Basically, it's going to monitor the data on the system. It will collect and analyze the data in an aggregating way. So it can only be analyzed locally or sent to a separate central analysis system. The advantages of NIDS is basically it will detect broad range of detection, and it has support for large threats. There is no requirement of dedicated hardware. Excuse me. And the maintenance is difficult to the distributed agents. That's a disadvantage. Why? Because you have many distributed agents. But it is really good in terms of abuse of privileges attack. And it is really good on accessing the critical data that runs in a website, database, proposal information, and so on. So it has good critical data and modification methods. And it, in terms of changing the security configuration, it will be able to detect any kind of action while it is installed locally. Now, I can see there are many questions on network-based IDS versus host-based IDS. And promise I'm going to ask you a question on week 5 based on this. So if you're listening to this later offline, please make sure you read this slide well, because promise I'm going to ask a question from this specific slide. Okay? Network-based IDSs uses information obtained from a system, usually a single host, where a host-based uses information gained from a total section of network. Well, don't get confused. Host-based is getting from a total section of the network, where a network-based it is getting from a single host. Network-based is more adaptable with version of system, where host-based is less adaptable. Network-based is complex, it's easy, requires less training, where host-based is complex, which requires training. Network-based IDSs scans local machine registry, where host-based uses LAN bandwidth. Network-based IDS is better for detecting inbound attacks, where host-based is better for detecting outbound attacks. That's why people buy these days all at once, or they place an NID and HID in different computers, but they control it from one location. And this is the ideal scenario, if you ask me.
Hey Erdal, we've got a few questions just asking if that's the right way around of the headings there. Is host-based, just to clarify, is host-based where the software is installed on a host, or is that network-based?
Yeah.
So
unless IDS Concept put it wrong in, yes, and I'm pretty sure that's what it is.
All right, cool.
Hold on, I'm just thinking. Yeah.
So
and
how does that network-based IDS scan local machine registry? That's one of the questions.
You will see it very shortly.
Cool.
Thanks. We will talk here. Network behavior analysis, and it has also probably I removed it from the slide deck, but it has some mechanisms. Okay, so like network, not this one. Sorry, we were here. It has some mechanisms and sensors which is connected to different databases, which works with different like antivirus database, hits database, so it collects all this information and looks into specific packets to define. I'm sorry. Better now. New headset. Thank you to James. He just sent me a new headset. So I just pressed the button while I'm moving around. Yeah. So it has some mechanisms. What I can do is I don't have a, to be honest, I don't have a good IDS which I can demonstrate. I got a Sophos firewall installed in my home system, which I can show you. Tony, are you there? Tony, actually, he's a Sophos expert. Yes, you know what we can do with Tony? What we can just use. Sounds incorrect, Jacob. I will double check this for you as well. This week we're gonna record something with Tony for you, okay? Just to prove that I'm right. Just wait a demo. Tony, what we're gonna do is together. I'm gonna launch an attack against the Sophos device that you gave me, which is connected here, and I'm gonna show you how it works, okay? I'm gonna show you. Please watch a recording, which I'm gonna do a demo for you during this week. Please don't expect it early. Not expect it early next week, as I got some exams Monday. Okay. As soon as the exam is over, promise I'm gonna get a couple of extra, which is not part of this course, couple of extra demonstrations for you to give you an idea. I can't do many different products as I don't have too much access to all these products, but just to give you an idea, I'm going to demonstrate it with a specific product. With Palo Alto, I got access to Palo Alto and Sophos, okay? So you can look at to Palo Alto and Sophos and get idea of the other devices. And I have a mail cut over this week. Sorry, Tony, I couldn't catch up. I'm gonna look into it later. Let me just catch up. Okay, what is an MBA? MBA is a network behavior analysis. Basically, as I said, the sensors will look into the network and it will try to see if there is an unusual traffic flow, such as DDoS, malware behavior, and based on the policies, based on the setup, it will try to control and keep your network safe. It has a couple of disadvantages. Usually, network behavior analysis, hardware, software are expensive. And it is complicated. I'm just looking for Daryl. Daryl, I'm going to promise I'm going to just, at the moment, I can't concentrate on two things. Let me just finish this and promise I'm going to double check everything for you one more time, all right? So, I'm taking all these questions offline. Jacob, Daryl, and promise I'm going to triple check for you. Not double, triple check from different various sources, okay? I'm going to have my SIST and my other EC Council and even send materials for you double check. I might be wrong. I'm a human. If I'm wrong, I'm going to do a recording straight away saying this is the correct thing. If not, basically I'm not going to post anything. Deal? Daryl, Jacob, deal? I assume you say yes, Cool. Perfect. What is true false? Now, think about your home alarm or your work alarm. Let's say you are the responsible person. 3 a.m. your phone rings. It says, hey, you know what? Your alarm is on. What will you do? If you are the responsible person, you have to drive there and double check. You go there, you look, hey, there is nothing. False alarm. You drive back, you go back to sleep. 5 minutes later, the alarm goes on again. You said, you know what? There might be something. You might drive back. I'm not saying you will. You might drive back, you look at it. Nothing there. I bet third time you will not, you come back home, you go back to sleep. It's now 6:30 a.m. The alarm goes on again. It's Saturday, not during the week. You will probably ignore it. Why? Because it was a false alarm. But this time, what hackers done is they actually activated the attack 3 times, so to take you off. There are different attack types like this as well, which we call true false positive attack. So they send the false attacks. The second you start to ignore it, they will send the actual attack. So what is this true false or positive negative alarms? True positive is an alarm which generate and present condition which says, you know what, there is an alarm, yes, it's true, and it's positive. True negative is basically an alarm is generated, a present condition should be alarmed. False positive is an alarm was not generated, there is no condition present to warrant the alarm, so basically it's wrong and it's not even a virus, who cares, just ignore. False negative is an alarm was not generated and a presented condition should be alarmed. Basically, the third attack, remember? I said first 2 times you went there, there was nothing. Third time, it's a false negative alarm. So even the alarm was not generated because you turned it off. So alarm was not generated and the condition is real. So not generated alarm but presented the condition. Current slide is confusing. True alarm, false alarm. Dave's, that's just definition. Definitions. I don't know how can I explain it to you differently. F5 at the perimeter and McAfee on host hole.
Yeah, they look a little funny to me too. I'll tell you what, we'll put up the proper definitions on the site tomorrow. We'll get them rewritten in English.
I get. This is EC Look, I didn't. To be honest, I knew that you were gonna. That's why I left the copyright by EC Council. What I'm gonna do is, okay, you or me, James. Okay, one of us. Let's put it in the forms. Okay.
Yep. I'll put it up.
Don't rely on. I forgot the name again. Oh my God. Wikipedia. Okay, because I know Wikipedia doesn't have everything. It's a bit confusing on this as well. So. Okay, don't just put the Wikipedia definition there. Okay, just if you put it, so let's work on it. Switch the last 2. Okay, Bruce, for you we can do that. Okay, what is an IPS? Intrusion Prevention System. Intrusion Prevention System can be any device that uses access control to guard system from misuse of attacks. Okay, what is this? Basically, it is a device that has lots of access control for securing your environment from app use. You use different function to output, you know. Now you remember the IDS? It did detect what was wrong, but it didn't prevent anything. So it is like your home alarm. Someone breaks in, it just generates sound, but it doesn't do anything else. You know, it will try to annoy the guy who's coming in, it will try to scare the guy who's coming in, but it won't do anything. Let's think you generate electric shock. As soon as someone touches your, let's say the alarm goes on, and someone is trying to touch your safe, and you remotely start the electroshock. Just the guy gets just electroshock. You know, I know not such a system existing, but IPS is something like that. Okay, basically it will. Let's say let's say the IDS detect a virus, the IPS will just use the core to that virus. And this slide will explain you exactly what it is. I hope it's in clear English for you. Again, EC Concept slide. IDS is placed on a network inactively, where an IPS is inline active. IDS cannot pass encrypted traffic, where IPS is better at defending applications. IDS is installed on the network segment as a NIDS or in HOTS as a HIDS. It is the same with IPSs. IDS will become reactive by providing alerts, where IPS becomes proactive by blocking. Remember, electroshock in my safe, and then someone trying to touch my safe if the alarm is on. So it's coming proactive. IDS is ideal for identifying hacking attacks. IPS is ideal for blocking these kinds of distractions. Okay? This was better than the other slide. I do agree. Okay, what is the checklist for intruder detection? Step 1. Check the logs. It's always the case. If you buy a second-hand car, you will usually check the logs. If you're gonna be a friend with a girl, you will check her, or with a boy, you will check his Facebook account. Let me check the history, you know. So check the logs. Number 2, look for setup IDs, set user IDs or set generated IDs files. Check the system binaries. Check the packet sniffers. Examine files by running con or at. So it's like I don't have any demo for you at Wireshark, but you can just use some search mechanisms. You should examine if like the etc past WD files. You should check the system, the network configuration. You should look everywhere for unusual or hidden files such as rootkits. You should examine all machines on the local network, especially on critical machines. Okay. So as a summary, James Anderson is the guy who wrote the IDS. Network-based IDS is used to monitor TCP/IP packets in network. Host-based IDS is used to monitor the data that initiates on systems. Implementation of IDS is affected by the ability to confirm a system for its environment-specific requirement. Snort is a open source software. I think there is a free version and a paid version as well, which can help you to use different packet sniffing and works as logger. And I know many commercial firewall brands or IDS IPS brands using Snort for rule check, for creating rules. And there are different formats for managing different sensors. Okay. Any questions? Melissa's question here. For example, we're given download links for another.
Erdal, I've got a statement from David saying, look everywhere for unusual or hidden files. That's got to be tough. Now, I don't remember the term for it, but there's a good tool you can use, or a lot of good tools. I think it's called, is it baseline monitoring, or where you can get it before and after?
The NBA, for example, we talked about the Microsoft Baseline Analyzer, okay, which is the free one. Remember a couple of weeks ago, We have some software which will do this for you. You don't have to do that. That's usually your antivirus's job. Okay, so look, this guys, I'm just doing testing for this at the moment. Semana. What it does, it works with a couple of different antivirus databases. Okay, and it will look into all hidden files for you. I'm not going to do that manually. The software is doing this for me. And usually when you buy a package like a UTM, this will be all in one anyway, in the control center. But you have different machines, different software which will do this for you. Okay, so as you can see, it is, you know, looking to every files, and it will try to identify if everything is wrong. And as I said, the threat analyzer software, please watch the demo which I am about. So threat analyzer, it's really good software for you, where threat analyzer, I spelled it wrong, I know that. Let me just, give me 1 second. Here we go, trackattacksecurity.com. This is seriously my favorite software, which I use. What it has an antivirus and malware analysis and threat intelligence all in one. It will, look, to be honest, I don't use the Viper antivirus, okay? But the threat analyzer here, so please watch the demo. You're gonna see how I analyze. So it is working like an IDS, okay? Which basically analyzes the behavior of that's the software, which has a dynamic malware analysis system for you via Sandbox. So please, I'm gonna record this demo for you, and you can watch it, okay? Or if you don't want to wait for me, you can just request a demo for me as well. But I didn't record it yet, but I use every couple of weeks. I check my machine via this software to see if something's going wrong or not. So there are many tools which will help you to do that. Any other questions?
Yep, I'll just read out one more for now, and we'll get to any others at the end. It's obviously a very subjective question, but maybe you can shed some light onto what's better out of host-based or network-based IDS, or for instance, when would you use one over the other?
If you look here, okay, this is actually the answer of that. To be honest, if possible, use both of it. But and again, to be honest, you will have these days IDS and IPSs as one. I don't know which brand you're using, but if you have a Cisco or I know F5 is going into it now as well. If you have you know, a brand, usually they have both of them in one. Can you please copy and paste that chat notes to include document available for download? Yes, okay, no problem. So I prefer IDS and IPS. IDS without IPS is not good. Why? It will detect but do nothing. So is this good? No. It's like alarm in your home. Yeah? You know someone in your house. You are like, let's say I'm in Germany in holiday, okay, to see my family. And my phone is ringing. I say, okay, it's an alarm. Oh, so what can I do? Nothing. As IPS, what I do is I put host monitoring. Basically, the phone rings also in the police station or in a security guard, which I send the security guard. Yes, I know it costs extra, but I say IDS is not good with without IPS. IPS can't do anything if it doesn't detect the attack. Does it make sense?
Yep, works for me.
Okay, he said thanks as well. Is there a good free IPS? Yes, there is a couple of free firewalls as well. Tony Hodge he's here. Is still Astara free for internal for Sophos? Is it still free for home usage? Yes, free for home. Beautiful. As Robert said, you can use Astara or Sophos. You can use up to 10 IP addresses free. So sophos.com or was it sophos.com? Yeah, you can just basically download. I will put them in the form where you can just download. What you can do is you can just get a virtual machine, okay? And you can just download all your modem network to that virtual machine, which is basically gonna work as a firewall for you, okay? As IPS, IDS for you. Maybe Tony. Okay, what we can do is with Tony during the week. I know him very well. He's an expert at Sophos products. Okay, we will do a demo together, and I will show you how you can download and install that. Okay. Sophos.com, beautiful. He already put it there. Can I copy from here? Yeah. James, you got it. Beautiful. James got it for you. He will just copy and put it to actually Robert put it, not Tony. Doesn't matter. It's all good. Ah, yeah, it's here. I can copy it as well. No, I can't. I don't know how to do it. Okay, I'll leave it to James. Any other questions?
Not just for now. Any others we'll do it at the end.
How's the class going? Good? Everybody happy? Beautiful. Not drop out, which means good to me. Beautiful. Buneo. Thank you, James. James Roger, not James. Okay, what is a firewall? Okay, I explain all this firewall as, hey, guys, did you ever cook spaghetti or noodles? I normally watch the recordings and decide to join online, but I just woke up. Get one. What time is it there? Oh, beautiful. That's me enjoying it. Yeah, there are many firewalls. We're gonna put the links for you. To be honest, at the moment I'm so concentrated. There are so many. Probably as soon as I stop the recording, I will remember a few names for you. If not, I can. Please watch my Google. How many people did watch the Google hacking demo? Google hacking demo. So basically, that's how you find your stuff. Andrew J, I'm not surprised that you watched it. You're one of the good students. Oh, okay, Nigeria, 10:14 a.m. Beautiful, Ted. Beautiful. So most of the people watch it. So just use the terms and try to find it yourself. You know, I showed you how to catch the fish. Ted, yeah, you saw it in CH. Beautiful. Probably you done CH6, right? That's last time when it was covered in CH. CH7 and 8 doesn't cover it anymore. 7? Good. I know CH7 doesn't have. It's maybe. No, I don't think so. It's in the book anymore. You are my student, Ted. Okay, yeah, I usually cover that. So if you are my student, definitely, I usually say, guys, it's not in the book anymore, but it's good. So, Ted, I know you then from somewhere, from my class, right? Okay, cool. Hi, Ted, again, sorry, you know, it's hard to remember people. Okay, firewalls. Okay, Ted, you know, Tony, you know, you attended my classes before. What you do is you cook the noodles inside you know, then you get the filter. You tell the filter, hey filter, you know what? I don't want water. I want you to keep the noodles. So you set it up to filter the water out and keep the noodles in. Firewall is not different. And I'm going to record, actually it's already in YouTube. Let me quickly open the video. Okay. Where is off the net? That's the URL here. Please watch this video. Alright. Let me stop it for you. This is a beautiful video, especially for new starters. Okay? It is a video which shows you how the internet works, how a firewall works, how SMTP traffic or how HTTP traffic happens, how collisions happens. So as Ted says there, it's an excellent video. It used to be free. It's not free anymore. So it's not free here. It's not free here, but you know how to find it for free, okay? You know how to find it for free and watch it. It is really excellent video. At the movie, actually it's still free, I think. Yeah, you can go and watch it from here. As you can see, and you can see they got quite the traffic. So please watch this video. You will enjoy it. You will love it. If you advance, don't worry. There's nothing for you there. So firewall is a combination of hardware and software, or just could be hardware or just could be software, which permits, denies, encrypt, or proxy all the computer traffic between different domains. The idea of a firewall is to monitor the traffic and help it to access or block the information. Okay? It has lots of features, and the most important feature is, for me, logging. And if you're using, like, I got a Windows Firewall, for example, in my computer installed. Then I have a Astaro via Tony Hodge. ATH. Tony, you're going to give me this card next time. Windows Firewall, even though I got a hardware firewall installed in my network, this, many people doesn't like Windows Firewall, but to be honest, it's doing the job. Why? I can always go allow or block traffic. This is default. If I need to change settings, I can just go to the apps and I can allow or disallow traffic. Okay? There are really enough free firewall software for you available where you can go and download and set it up. The job of the firewall is, firewalls, I call it like, look, I got a dog, beautiful little dog, Chihuahua, okay? When I say sit down, it will sit down. I said run, it runs. So it only listens to your commands. When Tony comes to visit me for coffee, I know he likes Turkish coffee, okay? My dogs, usually barks to Tony, and he does not respond to Tony. Why? Because she doesn't know. Actually, my dog does not know Tony. Firewalls are like that. If you don't set it up correctly, if you don't update it correctly, then they're not good for you. The job of firewall is to log any unauthorized or authorized traffic, to provide a virtual VPN network to another network. Basically, for example, Tony set up a network to my ex-company, which has a branch office in the US. He set up a VPN through the internet. So we manage all the securities here from the head. We used to manage all the security from the head office here in Sydney. It can authenticate the users who provides username and password. Let's say I want to go to Facebook, which is blocked during business hours. Hey, I'm the admin. I can always put a reason and connect to Facebook. Let's say an example. I know it's not a good example. Firewall's main job is to filter content that is considered inappropriate, such as videos, such as executable mail attachments. So this will help you to get protected. A firewall can help you to secure individual users who surfs the email or is usually keen to open any kind of attachments. It can also help you to protect the perimeter security in the network. So it will basically monitor all the traffic which is bypassing the modem and the computer. There are different firewall types, such as packet filters, proxy servers, authentication systems. Oh no, sorry. authentication systems, and NETs. What they do is packet filter look in every packet. Proxy server will capture all the requests to real server and will try to examine if it's request made by a user or if it's by the server. Why? If it's a MITM attack, man-in-the-middle attack, then maybe the firewall can prevent that. It will try to authenticate the systems. It will basically determine if the user is based on the username and password. Is it coming from the domain controller or is it from someone else? It will do the NAT. Basically, from outside, you're going to look like you got one IP address, network address transition. From inside, you're going to still have your IP addresses. So it has different components. As we all know, each hardware has a software inside. So, but when it comes to firewall, we got the hardware and software firewall. Software firewall is, as I just tried to show to you, the Windows firewall, for example, or AVG firewall, or Zone Alarm, or Symantec, or Kaspersky. There are many different firewalls, okay, or Sophos. Then there is also hardware firewall, such as I said, Sophos again, such as Cisco, such as, you know, the difference is it is a dedicated resource which is placed in the perimeter of the network, and it will basically filter the traffic based on the settings. To make firewall effective, you should establish rules and restrictions to your firewall. If you don't do that, your firewall is useless. I just read Melissa's message. Melissa, you're going to get all of it, promise. Firewall configuration stages are, first of all, you buy the firewall. How can you choose the right firewall? Usually the best way is to try them out. Look, I work at the moment for cont'd Technologies. cont'd Technologies is a load balancing company. What is this cont'd doing? Basically, we give load balances. We sell load balances. We don't have any free product, but what we do offer is we offer 30-day trial to all our software or hardware. So basically, you can just get our hardware firewall, okay? Sorry, load balancer. Get a ship for you for free. You can test it for 30 days, and no question. If you don't like it, no question asked. You can just send back. Or if you like the virtual one, you can just download the virtual one. The idea of this is we trust our product so much, so we know that as soon as you place it in, you will like it and buy it. Try, and I know not too many companies doing this in Australia. Before you buy a hardware or software firewall, please make sure you get some sort of access to that. If you can place it in your network, get the support, try the support out, and see if they can really help you. So now I had a question, why are we going to use the labs? Okay. What I'm going to do later is, even though this course is not covering how to create virus, Ted remembers in my CH classes we did create some viruses. I'm going to ask you to go to Erdal website and download some fake viruses, which is not harmful. Just to see how, what I'm going to do is, I'm going to get 2 virtual machines. I'm going to ask you to build 2 virtual machines, and one of them I'm going to ask you to install all the latest patches, and one of them I'm going to ask you to install an old OS with, if possible, no patches. We're going to get a virus, so it's really dangerous. Not everybody should do that. Erdal website, yes, David. I'm gonna put the URL for you later, okay? Smooth check is a good one as well, Olga. And you're gonna see how they behave, and that's why you, as a security professional, should have a lab. So, look, we all go and download sometimes some stuff. Look, I got myself books. I'm totally against downloading pirated books or pirated movies or MP3s. But let's be honest, who never did download something like that before? I didn't. Most of you, please don't respond. This is illegal to do so. Please, you know, I'm pretty sure this is a good class. All that 4,500 people who signed up to this class is great. We are great people. We don't do that, but we know people, they've done it before. Now the question is, as Luke smiles, okay, the question is, why should people give us something for free? You should always ask this question to yourself. Why? Like, I think first week I mentioned it. They give us free ebooks. Or you go and download the free Adobe Pro where you can enable edit a PDF. But they say do not update the software. Why? Because as soon as you do that, Adobe is going to block you from using it. So now you got a threat which Adobe blocking your PDF editing software. But what is the bigger threat? The guys, they created this crack for you and give it to you for free. They're going to attack via that 0-day. Or they're going to attack via vulnerabilities of the software and get access to your computer. Again, first week I asked you to read an article in my blog, which is Hacking with Colors. How Turkish government was hacked. They had all the security system in place, but hey, one of the employees did install pirated software. And guess what? What can your firewall do if there is a rootkit and your firewall has been bypassed? Nothing. That's why it's important to implement also the right firewall topology, as well as placing the system topology in the right place, as well as, that's what I was trying to say, auditing your network activities so you can block this kind of attacks. Look, myself, hopefully I'm going to be Doctor of Information Security in 1 or 2 years, okay? You can be as well. IT Masters and Charles Stewart has this beautiful education via distance training, okay? You can just, if you have masters or if you got honor degree in the university, you can just do doctorate online. So that's what I'm doing, to be honest. I got classes online via the Interact website. And even though I'm soon going to be doctor, I got God knows how many certificates, how many awards. Believe me, I get viruses as well. If, like, I don't know, Ted, if you remember, each of my hacking classes, I crash my laptop. Because I like to demonstrate real viruses, and sometimes I forget to disable my virtual machine network configuration, boom, my computer crashes. So, but you know what? That's the only way to learn. You have to play with it, and that's why you should build your virtual machine. Ted, do you remember? Are you still there, Ted? I mean, Ted must be happy, otherwise he wouldn't come my class again, right? I assume he is. Can you write something back, Ted? Ted? Yep. Okay, cool. He's happy. So, send me your address. I send you a free book. Just joking. Yeah, you know why not? What I'm gonna do is, I can give a free book from Microsoft Press away. You know, I wrote a couple of books on Microsoft Press. So, let's, you know, if you go to our learning, so, James, can you help me with this? The most, you know, it's, we got a beautiful form, not too many people using it. The person who posts the best, you know, the most useful post is gonna win every week a free ebook. Okay, I got the vouchers, and all what you have to do is from O'Reilly, Microsoft Press, and I'm gonna send one of my books signed. Actually, I just wrote a book about Windows Server 2012 R2. Okay, so it's a very current book. I'm gonna sign a soft copy, so you're gonna give me your Microsoft Surface, I'm gonna sign your screen. It's because even I don't have a hard copy. I didn't see my hard copy book yet, but I can send you a soft copy of the book, okay? So all what you have to do is go to the forums and post useful articles, answer and be active. And for the next 3 weeks, you're getting a free ebook. Cool? Okay, back to the topic. I have to finish. I got only how many slides left? Not too many. Around 10-15 slides. So it's important to centralize your firewall and enable documentation. Why? You should be able to see what is going on in your network. So I'm pretty sure most of you heard of the demilitarized zone, which we call DMZ. Basically, it's a zone where you place your internet-facing computers, such as your Edge Exchange server, such as your IIS or Apache server, such as your web application server. Why? You don't want your Active Directory computers to be right in front of the public facing. You put them inside your network in a secured area. So the idea of DMZ is to create different zones for your internal and external network to add one extra layer of security. So what are the advantages of using firewall? If you got up-to-date firewall, then you will have a good level intrusion prevention. You can restrict or limit any resource you like, including internet. You can have, privileges can be assigned according to the need, the position of the individual user. And the ideas of firewall is to prevent not just viruses or malwares, also people and websites from accessing your network. Remember, I was talking about port 80. Now there is many port 80 attacks. So that's why a UTM will have also antivirus installed in your device, which will check also the traffic live. What are the disadvantages? It is usually the main target for the attack. It can, prevent legitimate users from accessing legitimate website. A real life example. In one of the companies which I used to work before, I was trying to block porn access. Okay? So if you're in IT, you know this is not rude. This is very common. And there is a term which is used apparently in porn, which I don't know, which is called ebony, which is basically colorful, porn. So what I've done is I blocked the word ebony from the firewall. And I put a special rule. As soon as someone types this, it should send me an email and it should log the IP address. Once it happens, I was at work, I looked, oh my god, this IP address. I checked the DHCP server. Oh, it was my boss's room. I thought someone else. It was a female. I ran straight to her room. I thought there was someone using the computer because her computer wasn't fully monitored. She was able to go to any website she likes, except that word ebony. I went to her room. Oh, it was her. I said, oh, sorry. I closed the door. She called me, Erdal, come in. So, first of all, your boss. Secondly, a female. How are you going to say, oh, you watching porn? No, I was like, okay, why are you here? I said, okay, I'm here for, I was struggling. She said, why I can't access the website? I said, shit. Oh, excuse my language. Sorry, I didn't use this word. I said, oh, no, I'm in trouble. I said, what the website? I'm losing my job. She showed me. I'm trying to buy that Tefal Ebony cookware. I can't. It's blocked. I was, whew, then I laughed, and explained the whole situation. So sometimes firewalls are not smart enough to look if it's a cookware or something else. You know what I mean? So, but most of the time, firewall is. I hope you like the story. It's real. Sometimes it's good to to have it. Sometimes it's not smart enough. So a firewall does not protect against insider attacks. Snowden, Mr. Ed Snowden is a very good example. Even a bottleneck condition could occur if all of the connection passes through the firewalls. Audio is still good. Patchy. So some of you said audio is good, some of you is bad. To be honest, probably it's something else. I don't know. Okay, how can we bypass firewalls? You're gonna watch the demos. Okay, I use a couple of tools such as firewalking. What is firewalking? Firewalking is a technique which we use to get information about the remote network, and I will try to see while using firewalking if there is any firewall. How can I know that? While scanning the network, trying to get the MAC address, trying to see if my packets are dropping off. So you're gonna please watch the recording. I didn't upload it yet. I didn't upload it for a reason why. I wanted to cover the theory first, so you understand what I'm doing. Please see how I grab the banners. Basically, I'm trying to understand what kind of firewall is being used, and then I can bypass it via exploit DB database. As soon as I identify and notice that it's not up to date, maybe I can bypass it. Maybe I can ask an insider to place a backdoor Trojan, which I can bypass through. As I said, firewalls has limitations. Like, not every firewall is capable to stop any kind of virus attack. As Stuxnet was a beautiful example. As you probably heard about it, the Stux virus was not detected for 4 years. For 4 years. You know how many days it makes? 1,460 days. 335,000 hours. 2 million minutes. It was not detected. I got a beautiful article in my blog, which is written by the main architect by F-Secure. Stuxnet was an engineered virus. What is an engineered virus? It was written by not hackers, by some professionals to bypass through to that nuclear station. And as you know, Stuxnet was found in a nuclear station in Iran, which put them 6 years back. A little virus put them 6 years back. So what can a firewall do? Nothing. Let's say you're using Lenovo system. I have nothing against Lenovo, okay? But as you know, Lenovo is on at the moment. It's a Chinese company, not American anymore. Every Lenovo has a backdoor, hardware backdoor inbuilt. That's why Lenovo's are being banned to use in Australian and American governments. Why? They have a backdoor. So what can your firewall or your IPS IDS do? Not much. So each firewall has different limitations. It is your job to test them out, and it is your job to create a different plan just in case they fell down. Okay? So what is a Bastion host? I got only a few more slides. It is basically a machine, a secure machine, which all the unnecessary services has been disabled, which you only install required processes. Basically, you set up a Bastion host to have a secure environment, because the more stuff you install, the less control you have in a PC or in a Linux machine or an Apple machine. All what you have to do is a hardware computer and the necessary services. Like Unix, it has many advantages, such as it will provide you a variety of tools to create Bastion hosts. But it's hard. It's very popular, but as it's open source, it's really much more harder to secure. Windows, it's used widely. You can find zillions of tools, but sometimes not really I don't want to say something wrong. Sometimes it's complex to create Bastion hosts, right? And because it's been widely used, the attack patterns are higher. What is a honeypot? Honeypots are basically traps. There are two types of honeypots, production honeypot and research honeypots. Basically, what you do is you create these machines to take attention of hackers to one location. Research honeypots are there. For example, you will create these kinds of honeypots to allow an attacker to attack, so you can collect some information. It is like the thing, like most of the researchers, they have mouses, and like they inject AIDS to this mice, and they will try to get rid of that AIDS or of this cancer. So first they try it on animals, then on humans, then they sell the pills around. So it has advantages of the more honeypots is out there, the more hackers they attack, the more they learn and create a more secure environment. A production honeypots, it's used to mitigate risk and divert hackers from attacking your real network. So let's assume you got a DMZ, sorry. You create, the first contact point will be automatically your honeypot, where you hope that the hacker is trying to come to your system will spend lots of time there. The idea for honeypot is to prevent your network to get attacked, and the more the hacker spends time there, the higher chance you got to detect this attack and respond against this attack. You can create honeypots at home. You can just join the honeypot project. Just Google honeypot project, and we got one in Australia, worldwide as well, honeypot project. All what you have to do is have a common security tools, little big basic programming language, and if I will also show you in a demo how you build honeypots, okay? It's very easy, so please watch the demo video. I'm not going to go into details, but I'm going to show you how you can be part of a honeypot project, which will help you to man-trap or jailed or use port monitoring. The advantages of honeypot is usually it will collect less amount of data but high value. It will reduce the false positive. It will catch new attacks, reduces the false negative, and it is easy. The disadvantages is you need to know to understand the attack patterns. Fingerprinting will give away that you're using honeypot. I know like Symantec has a commercial honeypot project, and it's high because as soon as the hack is not using honeypot, they can just use higher resources to reach and attack you. I'm gonna create a demo video for you which shows you how you can build a honeypot or honeynet. Okay, it's very easy. It is basically a mechanism to, as I said, to prevent attacks, to detect attacks, and it will give you the ability to respond to attacks. So my contact details are still same. If you have any questions, please use the forums, learn itmasters.edu.au. Otherwise, use this contact method to reach me out. Please watch the demos, like the Google hacking demo. Please watch the demo, how to detect a firewall, how can you bypass a firewall, and honeypot demo. I did not upload this yet. Okay, it is nearly 9 p.m. here in Australia, so I'm gonna start the upload a little bit later tonight actually, and it should be ready tomorrow. If nothing is wrong, if not tomorrow, it will be definitely up and running for you. Okay, so please watch it. You will not just see the front end, you will see also the back end of the recording. So because seriously, I wanted to do some demos tonight, but to be honest, we had too much theory to cover. Do we get any questions? Do we get any questions?
Yep, we've got some questions from,
are you sleeping?
From throughout the night.
Okay.
Erdal, my alarm clock. All right.
Okay, I finished. Oh, 10 minutes late. Sorry.
It says, where in the network is the best place to put a honeypot?
Probably in your DMZ area. That's, I assume, answers the question. Once I built the honeypot, I didn't record a video yet for that. Okay. Once I build, I know it was here, but not honeypot. But I promised to show you how to build honeypot. I'm gonna explain you. I will give you some ideas there as well. Okay, but I will place it in a DMZ area. Any other question?
Thanks. Yep.
Thank you.
Jacob asked much earlier in the night. Is a SYN sweep sneakier than ICMP?
ICMP can be easily blocked. You can, like, probably each traditional firewall will block ICMP traffic. Sync, you can't just block it because TCP requires sync and ACK. I do agree. Yes, it is sneakier.
Cool. What do we got? John asked earlier on, I don't understand this myself, is sampling used to scale NIDS and IDS to a manageable scale?
Yes, it can be used. I know big security organization, they use sampling. What they do is basically they collect the samples and they try to create security mechanism based on the samples.
Cool. Thanks. I'll just grab one more. Why place your IPS sensor before a firewall rather than after?
Okay, I'm pretty sure you're talking about this slide here. Let me just find it. Not this one. Yeah. So look, firewall and IPS usually, you can combine them. So the idea of, I believe in this NIDS architecture, the idea of this is to, collect sample data. What the firewall can detect it, and the IPS then just can see, before and after. Look, when I do the threat analyzer demo, when I record this, okay, you're gonna understand why it's important to have a malware analysis before and after. Okay, probably I will be able to answer this question with visible data. So please hang on to this demo. That I'm gonna have a beautiful demo for this. Okay, promise.
Cool, thanks. I've actually found a couple more, and they're good ones. So I'm sorry we're running over time, but this should be good.
As usual, sorry, me.
Daryl asked earlier, does Erdal agree with man-in-the-middle inspection of SSL encrypted traffic by network owners? So rather than a
okay, how can I disagree? But saying that, I know SSL like Commodore was hacked. Symantec or VeriSign was hacked. So what is SSL? It is a secure circuit layer which is being secured with certificates. So knowing that RSA was hacked, knowing Commodore, GoDaddy, all these security providers were hacked, is this really the most trustable way? Please answer your own question. Does it make sense what I'm trying to say?
Yeah. Although I think I haven't done it myself, but there's I guess firewall software or network software that will allow a network owner to actually be the man in the middle themselves and essentially provide themselves as a root CA, and I think that it actually reissues certificates to the clients on the network and means they can snoop on all traffic.
Yes, you just brought a beautiful point up. Like I used to deliver CA classes as well. usually the issuing CA, even with Microsoft or any other, what they do is as soon as you create your CA, please make sure you shut down the root server, you plug it out of the network, and you put it inside the safe. I'm not kidding. That's a security recommendation. Why? Because nobody can create then more certificates from the root. That's why we use PKIs instead of CAs. Because PKIs are public, you don't want people to come inside your network to do the transactions. So these kinds of security recommendations do exist. By the way, while I'm saying that, I just noticed, look, under my C user downloads, the CA setup was being detected as a Trojan. So if you download Enable, sorry, out of topic, it is not a virus, okay? It is usually a password hacking or sniffing tool. So it is a false negative actually. False positive, yeah, it's not a virus, but it can be dangerous if you don't know how you're using it. Just to let you know, yeah, I just find this as a virus as there. So if you download it, it's not a virus, okay? And never download it in a host machine. Download always in a test machine. Any other questions which I missed? I can see you answered most of them.
Yep. Just
all
one
of
last
them
one.
actually, not most. Okay.
Why would you choose to use an IDS instead of an IPS?
I think I answered this question. I wouldn't use an IPS without an IDS. Why? One is detection, the other one is prevention. It's like, you know, two brothers which you can't separate.
Doesn't an IPS do both?
No, one is prevention, one is detection. But UTMs, they do both. You know what I mean? Usually these days nobody buys. You know, they separate it. Why? You know, they don't want to. They have distributed, but the control center is still one.
All right. Cool. I think we'll leave it about that for tonight, Erdal.
Okay. James, just regarding Melissa Kodzo question.
Yep.
You know that we can only distribute the sessions that we cover. EC Council give us only rights to distribute the PDFs that we cover online. And usually there is, I think, more than 25 chapters, which is impossible to cover within 2 hours. I don't know if you noticed, I did cover 4 modules today, and we had only 1 hour time, and I spent nearly 2 hours now. Okay? Why? Because if I don't cover less than this, most of you are not going to understand anything. But EC Council will come with an offer to all of you. If you want to be an Ensa certified person, you will get the all courseware and training materials. It's not been confirmed yet, for a really good price. As it is Chinese New Year, Sean, the Vice President of EC Council, is off. Okay, they're working on a good project, and I know our administrators from IT Masters is gonna send you the offer details soon. So it's really, really good price for all the books and the exams. Our CEO Martin is gonna probably send you an email shortly. James, please keep this in your loop as well.
Sure.
I know the price has been defined, but he didn't respond back to the final details. I know he's off for the Chinese New Year. So as soon as he comes back, probably we can just send some more details. I don't want to say anything yet.
Cool. All right. Thanks for that.
No problem. Any other questions?
No, we'll leave it at that for now. We've got 3 minutes.
All right.
until
I hope
2
all
hours.
of you did enjoy it. I can see, seriously, we didn't, now after I said it's finished, we dropped out with people, but we didn't lose anybody out, which is cool. Alright, thank you very much for joining in. Please, please, please watch the demos, as I said. I'm not recording them because you know, I'm recording them all for you so you can watch and learn something out of it. Okay? and I'm going to ask some questions based on the demos. Okay, so for each demo there are going to be at least one question in your exam. To be honest, James is going to be very soon in my neck asking for the exam questions, but I'm going to do this after I finish my own exams. Okay, James?
Yeah. So.
Alright, let's stop the recording. Thank you very much for watching. Bye bye, everybody.